Anybody teaching you
Well, first of all, I would like to thank the committee, the USBC, the GBBA committee for inducting me into the Hall of Fame. This is something that I never ever would have dreamed of, even thought about. So this is really overwhelming. And I would also like to congratulate the other inductees. My buddy, Eddie Speaks. And Richard Bird and Dave Williams. Oh, you need to, okay. You good, Eddie?
I'm good.
When Howard told me that I was getting inducted, 48 years flashed by. I started at Woodlawn, like Howard said. I was 4 years old. My mom and my dad, they both bowled out Woodlawn in the Scramblers on Friday nights. And I started bowling with Mr. and Mrs. Millette. And like Howard said, she always talked about just backswing, follow through, but she also told me when I pouted after I threw about 20 gutter balls that I need that the ball doesn't like you when you pout. So you need to smile. So after a couple years of that, you just started to believe her, because she was just such the sweetest person, and you never wanted to upset her. She was an angel. So yeah, I threw it. We did not have bumpers, so we took out gutter balls, all of them. Like I said, I would have about 20 of them in one game, but I came back every week. And then I went on to the Woodlawn Colts. That was like the 9 to 13 age group. Side note, bowling is definitely intertwined in my life. So I do remember, the one thing I remember is that my mom called me and said, after bowling, meet me outside because I'm coming to get you so we can get your dad a Father's Day gift. So I said, okay, and my dad was bowling in the league on the other side. I go outside, I start playing it, and I went to run across the street to the Big U, and I got hit by a car. So when it was all over, said and done, my father was inside buying 2 hot dogs while I was outside getting hit by the car. And I was on crutches for 2 weeks, but I came back, continued to bowl. And the other thing that sticks out in my mind is my dad. He used to say, I don't pay for you to rip and run. I'm paying for you to come out here to learn how to bowl. And so when all of the other kids was racking up zeros and flipping and running around the bowling alley, my dad made me sit down and concentrate. And some of the parents weren't too kind. They would say, why don't he let them be kids? Why don't he let them run around? But my dad wanted me to learn how to bowl. And so then he took me to Percy Mack, who was coaching out of Walbrook Lanes. How many people remember Walbrook Lanes? It had like 8 or 9 lanes. It was like a hole in the wall. But I went there, and that's where he really taught me how to read the lanes. And back then we had rubber balls, didn't we, Daddy?
LT48.
What was that?
LT48.
I ain't know it. Okay, the yellow. Yeah. I mean, they were just real They were just real rubber balls. No whip, no weight block, no cover stock, no nothing. Just all rubber. And the holes just went straight down into the ball. So I remember that. And then I moved on to the Kings and Queens with Mr. Murray. And that's where I really met some of my lifelong friends. Kenny Solomon, where's my brother? Kenny. And yeah, the traveling. But at first, I tried to get into the traveling league. I wanted my father to up my age. And he told me no. So I had to wait. So once I turned 13, I got in, and that's when I met you and Mike Pitts and my man Larry Knowles. Where's Larry? Larry. And y'all games. And we all bowled in the traveling league. And that was just a wonderful experience because we really traveled all around Baltimore City. It was 9 centers, yeah. And it was Towson and Southdale, Pikesville, Dundee. It was all of them. So that was really, really a wonderful experience. And that's where we were able to come outside of our own comfort zone and bowl with people from other houses. And we really bonded. Well, not Danny so much. Danny did not talk. Let's be very clear. He did not talk. He sat down with his baseball hat and he sat at the very end of the row and concentrated. He didn't say hi, he didn't say bye. He just rolled. When I saw him for the first time as an adult and he said hi, I said, he talked! And he's been talking ever since. When I came back, so then I went on to college. Went to Hampton, took a bowling class, came back. Larry Knowles, no, let me go back. Howard Marshall drove my first ball. I had a house ball. I had a house ball and house shoes, and everybody called me Housewares. Who remember that? I surely did. I'm getting ready to tell on myself. So I bowled in the youth games, and something happened with my shoes. I think I had stepped in some water, so they gave me some shoes from behind the counter. So I kept them. And I bowled in them from the time I was 15 way until I became an adult. They felt so good on my feet, I just couldn't get rid of them. And the ball that I had was that white dot, the three white dots. Yes. And it was messing with my thumb. So this one day I went to practice. I found a house ball that fit really well. So I took that and left mine. So I had the house ball and I had the shoes. And that's what I bowled with every week, all the time. And somebody said to me, when you gonna stop using all this house stuff and get a real ball? So Flood, is Grace still in here? Grace told Flood to give me a ball, and he gave me, what was it, white dye? It was something. And we took it to Howard, and Howard drilled my first ball. Larry Knowles drilled the first ball I paid for. And that was a fail. And I loved that ball. And I bowled my first 700 with that ball. So, thank you. Because I couldn't have did it without somebody who knew how to drill. Howard, I just didn't know what to do with that ball. Well, it had nothing to do with him drilling. I just didn't know what to do with that ball. So, moving on, I finally, Marval is the reason why I came to the Star Fives. I had bowled in it a year earlier, and the approaches was just so slippery. I was like, no, I can't do it. So the next year, Marvell was like, girl, you can get these pins. Come on. And I was like, nope, 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 nope. And he worried me all summer. So I wound up coming to the Starfires, bowling with him. And that's where I met my other half, Rodney Pope. Now let me tell you about this. He could not bowl at all. At all. But he was digging on the sister. So he asked me to get in the doubles, the mixed doubles. And he shot, I think, what, did you shoot 259? Somebody shot and he shot 279. I said, he's a keeper. We came in first place. And I said, I'm gonna have to check him out. Keep him in my pocket. So we have been together ever since. And from our union, we have 2 beautiful children. We have a 16-year-old and a 12-year-old. But y'all, staying in the Starfires. And let me go back, because let me tell you something. Grace and Irma and Roxy were the ones to be attached to. I hung out with them. They were the hangingest out women. And I was the young one. Marvell is my age. Her son was my age, and we were hanging out, but they were some of the bowlingest women, Roxy, Grace, and Irma. Irma carried the 190. Is she? 190. She was the highest averaging woman at that time. 192, 194, Roxy had 188 and I had 185. I was like, I gotta stay with these chicks. And I did, and they really embraced me and helped me step my game up because they made me want to be better. And Barbara Blevins, she was another one who really she almost made me miss my 700 because, my first 700 because I had bowled really well. And then, you know how you try not to think about it. And she came over and said, I hope you get to 700. And I mean, I got 702. I barely made it. But it was all out of love. She's really a wonderful person and a very good bowler. And she definitely made me want to step my game up as well. And Jim Taylor as well. I don't know if any of you know him. He used to bowl on this side, but he's a coach as well. So between Percy Mack and Jim Taylor, they definitely helped me step my game up, as well as Grace, Roxy, Irma, because I wanted to be like them. I wanted just to be in their circle, in their aura, because they were just some of the best women. And then I met Chrissy. And Shelly and Debbie, and I was like, oh my God, and Gina. And to be honest, I didn't really see, when we were coming up, it wasn't really a lot of women that were better than me. I always had to feel like I was competing against the guys in order to get better, because most of the kids weren't taking bowling as serious as I was. I only had Howard Marshall and Nikki's brother Darren. I don't know if any of you all know him. That brother had he had more power in his ball than anybody on the planet. And so my game, I tried to mirror behind Howard, his smooth rolling ball, and Darren and his power. They were the two guys that were in front of me that I looked at, where I mirrored my game. And then I met Chrissy and Shelly and Debbie. And I was like, I want to be in that conversation. And Gina, oh my God, Gina, you had a nice ball. You really did. And I guess I never said anything because, you just don't know what people are going to think of you, But you all really did. You all made me want to be better. And I think when I heard your name, the first thing I heard was 800. She shouted, Chrissy, she shouted 800. I said, oh, well, I want an 800. I want to do whatever she did. Giovanna Bimini. Like these, it was so many women at that time, all at one time. And that was rare. We just didn't have it coming up. So I was so glad that you all let me in your circle.
I love you.
I really did. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I just want to say thank you. So many people did inspire me and help me to get here. I've never walked around thinking that I was better than anybody else, because there's so many of us who bowl that we can keep in this conversation, like Rhonda McNair, April, LaTanya Bow. It's many, many more women who could be here. So I do not take this for granted at all. I had my cry this morning. My girlfriend, she's not here. We're on a group text, and she sent out a text and gave me a shout out. So I cried, so now I don't have to cry, because I did all my crying this morning. But I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all of the support, and I do want to say publicly that I do have a regret. And that's when you want to do something well, there always has to be a sacrifice. And unfortunately, there were times where I sacrificed going to a baby shower, going to a wedding, because I didn't want to let my team down. So I said this to one of my girlfriends that's sitting over here, Debbie. I missed her wedding because I was bold. And I just want to say I'm sorry, because friendships to me mean more now. You know, I don't want to say it didn't mean, but you know, when we were bowling every day, all the time. I would get off from work and go to the bowling alley and bowl all night long till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we would go to Double T Diner and hang out and eat breakfast, and I'd go back to work. And then I would come back and do it all over again. So I missed a lot of baby showers, bridal showers, because of my dedication to bowling. So I don't take this lightly, but the one thing I do feel bad is that I missed a lot because of my love for the sport. So I'm sorry, Dad. But other than that,